And welcome to our remote meeting of Mountsett Crematorium Joint Committee. I'm Councillor Owen Temple, Chair of the committee. Please note this meeting is being recorded live to the Durham County Council website and will be available to be reviewed for a minimum of 6 months. I'd like to give a warm welcome to members, officers and any members of the public or media who are watching this live feed of the meeting. Before I commence the formal business of the meeting, I would like to cover some of the housekeeping issues for us all to follow in order for the meeting to run as efficiently as possible. Please do bear with us, as this is very new to all of us. For those participating in the meeting, could I ask if you would please firstly, only speak when invited to speak by myself as chair. Keep your microphone on mute at all times unless invited to speak. If you wish to speak, please type RTS in the chat function, and that will indicate that you wish to speak. Please bear in mind that all participants of the meeting can see the messages in the chat function. Once invited to speak, please introduce yourself with your name and your position, and it might be helpful for watchers if that included whether you're from Durham County Council, as I am, or from Gateshead Council, the joint participants in the Crematorium Committee. If we lose my connection, please note that Councillor Dave Bradford, Vice Chair of this committee, will take over in my absence until my connection is restored. So after that preamble, can we move into the meeting and start with Michael Turnbull with apologies for absence, please?
Thank you, Chair. I've received apologies today from Councillors Joanne Carr, Stephen Robinson and Brian Stevens from Durham County Council, and also Councillor Jean Lee from Gateshead Council.
Thank you. And do we have any substitutes for today's meeting?
Chair, there are no substitutes for today's meeting.
Thank you. The first item of business is the minutes of the meeting that were held on the 28th of January 2020. I have one matter arising, which is that although the committee agreed to raise slightly the fees of the crematorium this year, in the light of the COVID crisis, we decided that we would not actually raise them, as it was a time when people need as much help as possible. So with that matter arising dealt with, does anyone have any queries of the minutes or matters arising from the minutes? Could I ask someone to move them, please?
Councillor Alan Bainbridge from Durham County Council. I move those minutes, Chair.
Thank you, Alan. And a seconder?
Councillor Joyce Charlton from Durham County Council. I second those minutes.
Thank you, Joyce. If there's any dissent, please indicate that you wish to speak. Declarations of interest. I'll simply wait, and if anyone indicates to me in the chat box. No, there are no declarations of interest. Now, this is a public part of the meeting, and I have had no other business notified for this part of the meeting. And at that point, we are going to discuss a matter of exempt business. Could I have a motion, please, from someone to move the motion that we exclude the press and public?
I'm happy to move that motion, Chair.
Thank you, Olga. A seconder?
Councillor Carol Hampson from Durham County Council. I'll second that motion.
Thank you, Carol. That then concludes the business part of the meeting. And before the broadcast ends, I would like to thank any members of the public and media who've watched the meeting. There will now be a brief pause whilst the meeting is disconnected in order that we can go into the Part B session. So if you give a little time and we will restart. Thank you.